Good afternoon. I want to first thank everyone who's been working around the clock, all the first responders, the folks at the Office of Emergency Management, the Sheriff's Office, Public Health, all our partner agencies. They have been working incredibly hard since over a week ago. This has been the second longest activation in the last 10 years, and you all as working around the clock. Thank you so much to everyone who has been devoted and dedicated to keeping our community informed and to making sure that we're responding. I wanted to just give a few updates about what we're doing. Quiero primero darle las gracias a todas las personas que han estado trabajando día y noche para mantener a nuestra comunidad segura, para monitorear la situación y reportarle toda la información a la comunidad, tanto miembros del condado como nuestras agencias. Realmente son muchos los que vienen trabajando ya más de una semana dedicados al bienestar de nuestra comunidad. Quiero proveer un poco de información de lo que está sucediendo en este momento. First, it is important to underline that even though we don't see a massive plume across the sky, this incident is not over. Currently, it is a volatile situation, and I'll have the experts here to provide additional updates on where things are. It's essentially the chemicals are still being pulled out of the tanks, but it is something where we need to be cautious, where we need to be at the ready to respond, and the incident is not over. That's why we're still at a level 3 activation. That's why we're still watching for any contingencies to make sure that we can respond with anything that might affect our community. Es primero importante explicar que aunque no se ve humo en los cielos, este incidente no ha terminado. Estamos todavía en una situación muy delicada donde están todavía removiendo químicos delicados de la compañía en sí. Y es por eso que estamos todavía en un nivel 3 de activación aquí en el Centro de Manejo de Emergencias y por eso que estamos preparados a responder a cualquier contingencia que venga y que pueda afectar a la comunidad. In terms of the investigation, on Friday, the Harris County Fire Marshal delivered a subpoena and a preservation order to ITC to prohibit the destruction of any evidence. The initial focus is cause and ignition, and the Fire Marshal is here to address questions regarding the investigation. En cuanto a la investigación, este viernes que acaba de pasar, la jefe de bomberos mandó una orden para preservar la evidencia y prohibir cualquier destrucción de cualquier evidencia por parte de la compañía. El énfasis primero es la causa del incendio y está aquí la jefe de bomberos para dar detalles adicionales. In terms of legislative action, as we speak, the Texas legislature is considering bills that would strip local governments of authority, the authority that we need to be able to respond to these kinds of incidents, to be able to ensure that our communities are safe and that we can enforce the regulations that try to keep us safe. This will be a point of discussion at tomorrow's Commissioner's Court, and it's something that we will be advocating very strongly. En términos de legislación, en este momento, mientras hablamos, el Estado y los legisladores del Estado de Texas están considerando leyes que podrían limitar la habilidad de nuestro condado y de distintas localidades a través del Estado de poder responder a incidentes como estos, de poder asegurarnos que estamos implementando todas las regulaciones para asegurarnos que las compañías y los individuos se están rigiendo por las leyes que existen. Este será un tema de discusión mañana en la Corte de Comisionados y es algo en lo cual tendremos mucho énfasis. We've also learned that we have got to further enhance the county's capability to help guard our air and other natural resources. Protecting our environment is a top priority, and it has not been a top priority for far too long. También hemos visto que tenemos que aumentar la capacidad del condado para proteger nuestro aire y otros recursos naturales. El proteger el ambiente es una prioridad muy importante y no ha sido una prioridad por demasiado tiempo. Tomorrow at court, we will direct Harris County Pollution Control and Public Health to identify additional capacity, including equipment and personnel, that we need to ensure we can collect information as quickly as possible and communicate that information clearly to the public. Mañana en corte vamos a dirigir a los directores de control contra la contaminación y la salud pública del condado a identificar opciones para capacidad adicional, incluyendo equipo y personal que podemos invitar para asegurarnos que estamos colectando información tan rápido como es posible y podemos proveer esa información a nuestra comunidad claramente y eficientemente. We will also work with certified industrial hygienists to conduct a risk assessment and determine what other chemical plants might pose a risk so that we can work with the appropriate parties to address those risks and work preemptively as should have been done leading up to this. También estaremos trabajando con una higienista profesional para asegurar un análisis de los riesgos y ver qué otras plantas químicas puedan presentar un riesgo para trabajar con las personas involucradas y atacar esos riesgos para prevenir como debió haber sido hecho antes de esa situación. The incident continues. I can't stress that enough. After the emergency response, we will continue working with our federal and state partners with whom we've been working extremely closely and efficiently, but then we will turn our look to a comprehensive analysis of the environmental impact and a remediation plan to ensure that that impact analysis is done and that the remediation plan is carried out. Les repito que el incidente continúa en este momento, pero en cuanto termine, trabajaremos con nuestros socios a nivel estatal, a nivel federal, las agencias que han venido trabajando con nosotros ahora para ver no tanto la responsabilidad que existe en este momento con la urgencia, sino la respuesta que debe haber para los impactos ambientales. Finally, I just want to say, and I can't stress enough, we are watching closely. We are prepared for contingencies, as you all have seen. We have been ready and mapping out all possible situations so that we're ready to respond. But we've got a community that's come together, a community of first responders that are dedicated, a community of agencies and experts that are working tirelessly and that are here to protect you. Please remember, to all of our community, continue monitoring the local news. We will explain the situations once we know we're completely in the clear. For now, we're dealing with chemicals, and we have to make sure that we're watching every single move and that we're paying attention and watching out for our community. Muchas gracias. Le pido a la comunidad que se mantenga informada ya que esta situación continúa. We will take a couple of questions. Actually, I want to give an opportunity to Mayor Mouton to say a few words, and then Commissioner Garcia.
Thank you, Judge. Well, in short, I'm very optimistic with the progress that's been made in the last few days, and even though we maintain a cautiousness in regards to the situation, all along my priority has been ensuring the safety of the residents of Deer Park, and we're maintaining that status at this time.
Commissioner?
Judge, thank you very much, and thank you for the briefing. Mayor Mouton, good to have you here as well. I too want to send my thanks and appreciation to the Harris County Office of Emergency Management. Those folks, Judge, as you well know, because you've been here almost every minute of the time since this event, they've been working around the clock. Also, we're very fortunate. As catastrophic and magnanimous as this, not magnanimous, the magnitude of this particular event has been, there's been no loss of life directly related with the firefighting. We are extremely grateful for that. Quiero comenzar diciendo que gracias a la jueza Hidalgo por su liderazgo y por darnos el estado de cómo están las cosas al momento. Pero antes de nada, quiero darle las gracias a todos los elementos del condado que han trabajado 24 horas al día monitorando este evento, y también para los bomberos que ayudaron a pelear y controlar el incendio. Lo tan grande que fue este evento, gracias a Dios, no hemos perdido ninguna vida. Así hay que estar muy agradecidos por a lo menos ese aspecto. At this moment, I want to let folks know that Precinct 2 stands ready to continue our level of coordination with County Judge Hidalgo, with the Office of, or the Harris County Department of Public Health, as well as the Harris Health System, and any other agency to ensure that we continue to move forward. The most important thing that we can do right now, I believe, as we heed the call by Judge Hidalgo, is to continue our coordination, continue our collaboration and our support to ensure that we have this particular event as buttoned up as possible and ensure that the people's safety is first and foremost and continues to be at that point. That is what my office is doing. That's why I had declared certain parks that were waterfront to be closed. We're still waiting for the testing to come back to help me make determinations on the status of those particular parks. We are working with Mayor Moya in Galena Park, as Mayor Mouton and the other mayors in the immediate area, ensuring that we're collaborating and hearing the concerns and issues from their respective constituents that are also my constituents. También seguimos trabajando juntos, coordinando el mejor modo de estar cooperando en este momento, trabajando con la jueza, el Departamento de Salud, el Departamento de los Hospitales, la Agencia de los Hospitales del Condado Harris, y las otras agencias para asegurar que estamos haciendo todo posible para cooperar con los alcaldes, alcalde Moya, alcalde Mouton, alcalde Wagner y Rigby de LaPorte y Pasadena, para asegurar que los residentes y los ciudadanos de las propias ciudades están escuchados y apoyados igualmente. Entonces seguimos en ese aspecto. Y también para mencionar que yo había declarado que ciertos parques en mi área llegan a ser cerrados este fin de semana. Estoy esperando los resultados de las pruebas del agua para determinar si esos parques se llegan a abrir. Quiero asegurar la seguridad de nuestros niños, más que nada, pero también del público en general, y vamos a hacer esas decisiones lo más pronto posible, ya que tenemos algunos resultados. I want to thank Judge Hidalgo for an important piece of information, that a subpoena has been delivered. The onus on this event remains on the shoulders and on the back of ITC. And as I've said from the very beginning, justice and truth.
All right, folks, thanks for your patience. Can everybody hear me okay on your on the malt box?
This event.
Okay. One quick thing before we start. After the ceremony is over, you can post pictures on social media and everything else. Also, this will open up to fans, so if you want to stick around, you get the fans' first reactions to our Hall of Fame. But without further ado, we have a few broadcasters right now that are affiliated with the Astros that are in the National Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. We think the next one's going to be the host of today's event. Please welcome Bill Brown. Brownie, come on up.
Thank you very much, Gene. Thank you, everybody, and thanks for coming today. It's a special day for those of us who are going to see the Astros live for the first time this spring. That's reason enough to come out, but there's a lot more going on, as you're about to see right here. In fact, I was looking with envy at this jacket. I think that's going to be rarer than a Master's jacket, but I look forward to having some of our favorites wear that very soon. So good afternoon. This is a very special day, one that some of us have been waiting for a long time. A historic event in Astros history. Today, for the first time, you in the media and the public have the opportunity to see this new Astros Hall of Fame presented by Methodist Hospital. And I might divert a little bit here and say that I know a lot of you in the media have had the opportunity to see other teams' Halls of Fame, and I have too, and I've always enjoyed spending that time. It's just a wonderful way to spend the time to get here early, a few hours before the game, and take it all in. And I think the fans here in Houston will enjoy doing that very thing. There are a lot of great photos here, and as you're well aware, there will be plaques when we have inductees in August, as you've already heard, at FanFest. So it's just a wonderful way, I think, to while away a few hours. And I could just picture a little 7-year-old kid maybe standing here and looking at a plaque in time, or looking at a photo and reading about one of these inductees in the Astros Hall of Fame and wondering to his dad.
Senadores estatales, sin embargo, sus miembros de Congreso, para ayudarnos a llegar a un mejor punto en aspecto de este evento. Tenemos que entender que estamos siempre agradecidos a la industria por los trabajos que han llegado a cabo, por lo que llegan a contribuir a la economía nacional, estatal y localmente, pero este evento tiene que ser reconocido por lo que es. Y eso es una oportunidad para hablar y entender cómo llegamos a vivir juntos como vecinos, y hay que estar a la mesa hablando de este evento y cómo prevenirlos en el futuro. Gracias.
Thank you, Commissioner. We'll take a couple of questions. Yes.
En español,
sí.
La gente está preocupada como quiera acerca de la calidad del aire y de la calidad del agua, sobre todo. señor García acaba de mencionar de que por precaución se cerraron algunos parques. ¿Qué le puede decir a la comunidad en cuanto a si hay algún tipo de problema que ustedes vean en el agua en estos momentos?
En cuanto a la calidad del aire, seguimos monitoreando el aire y pueden ver la información en el momento en que ponemos nueva información, sale en el mapa en readyharris.org/Deer Park Fire. En cuanto al agua, hemos trabajado con las diferentes municipalidades para que nos envíen su información de agua y no se ve ningún tema preocupante.
The subpoena to preserve evidence is a pretty standard thing in a fire investigation, correct?
I'll ask our fire marshal to answer questions about the subpoena since she's leading this.
Thank you, Judge. Lori Christensen, Harris County Fire Marshal. Yes, it is. The discussion of the origin and cause of the fire, we're working through that. A subpoena is standard practice. They have been very cooperative as we issued that. We cannot get into the scene right now on site. As the judge mentioned, this is still an active scene. We still have people on staff that are responding. So we will continue working with them through the subpoena process. I want to remind everybody this is an ongoing investigation and it will take time. But this is standard practice within the unincorporated Harris County by the Harris County Fire Marshal's Office. Thank you.
Adrián y la juez, cualquiera de los dos que pueda mencionar al respecto sobre el tema legal, en este caso con la compañía, se tiene que recabar la evidencia necesaria, saber si efectivamente o no hubo un daño al ambiente, como tal, al agua, al aire. Pero, ¿qué pueden esperar por el momento los residentes, quienes todavía están preocupados con la incertidumbre de saber si pueden o no creer que realmente todo está bajo control?
Sí, en cuanto a la información, estamos monitoreando, como les digo, tenemos un equipo de decenas de personas aquí mismo y también afuera en el lugar del incidente, monitoreando el aire. Cualquier información, tenemos profesionales de salud pública, profesionales ambientales, expertos. Si hubiera un riesgo adicional, se le informará a la comunidad. Y también voy a invitar aquí a que nuestro experto de salud pública que dé algo de información adicional por si desean ustedes tener eso y después traducirlo. Yes.
También quiero agregar que mi consejo personal es que gente que piensan que ha sido afectados por este incendio, que por favor no lleguen a firmar ninguna forma que es forma de ITC, hasta que ellos hablan con sus propios abogados. Part of the question by this reporter was, what should people be thinking about in terms of legal issues? I just said that my personal advice is don't sign any ITC form until they speak to their individual attorneys.
And the question here was about health as well and public health, so I'm going to invite Dr. Shaw to give an update on public health.
Thank you, Judge. We're continuing to work around the clock with our partners, both of the county and elsewhere, to ensure that our public health focus remains on the health and well-being of the community at large. Overall, as we've been saying for a number of days, based on the current health-related data that we have from a number of different sources, there continues to be overall a low health risk to the community. That said, we continue to remind individuals in the community, if they feel they have symptoms that may be related to this incident, to contact their healthcare provider. At the same time, if they do not have a healthcare provider, we have made available the Ask My Nurse helpline from Harris Health System, and that number again is 713-634-1110, and that's staffed from 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. What I would also like to just add is that we continue to work with our partners to do all the different things that we have to do to know what's happening within the community at large, but also nearby the area of the facility. And that includes the monitoring, air monitoring, but also additional pieces related to what other aspects of environmental concerns that there may be. And we're doing that in partnership with our other county partners and state and federal partners as well.
We'll have Francisco Sanchez, if that's all right, to continue answering questions, directing them to our experts who will be here for any additional questions you all may have. Thank you.
Thank you. So we do have Public Health, the Fire Marshal, and some depth on as also Harris County's Pollution Control Department. We probably, before we go up to a briefing, about 2 more questions. If anybody has questions for any of our subject matter experts.
Look, I have a question that probably Garcia can also translate if possible. There's some concerns that ITC might be filing for bankruptcy. This is concerning to citizens that haven't probably made any complaints officially or haven't gone to the doctor. There's rumors, or obviously we don't, ITC says no, but is the government doing anything and to intervene to make sure that these individuals that might be sick or will be getting sick because of what happened get the justice that they deserve?
Well, see, good question. I can't speculate what ITC is going to do in that regard. My hope is that they recognize what their responsibility is and will be a good neighbor. They're going to be an example to other areas of the industry, either in a good way or in a bad way. So I'm hopeful that the investigative process will not give them an opportunity, if they so choose to take an action like that, they won't give them an opportunity to be completely off the hook. La pregunta, no puedo pensar qué es lo que va a hacer ITC en ese aspecto, pero yo espero que todos los recursos de investigación que se están llevando a cabo, que va a prevenir que ITC se pueda escapar la justicia de la gente. Es lo que yo espero, pero también hay que reconocer que las acciones que ellos toman va a ser un ejemplo para las otras empresas en la área y pueden ser un ejemplo en un modo bien o un modo mal, pero no sabemos al momento.
Thank you very much. Just so you know, we continue to operate 24/7 at the Harris County Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management. We're at level 3, high readiness. That means we've got the response agencies we need upstairs to be able to react to anything. We'll continue to keep you posted. In the meantime, you can follow Ready Harris on social media and our website. For you, our Joint Information Center and the public will continue to be open 24/7, and we'll keep sending updates. Thank you very much.